He's got bright rosy cheeks and a fluffy white beard with marshmallow walls and a big red chair. Santa's coming.
And welcome back to Santa Has a Podcast. Yep, that's me, Santa, and we're here to share stories and laughs and all kinds of fun things from the North Pole. Today, we're going to talk about the sounds of Christmas. You know, the sounds of Christmas are wonderful memories. In fact, we hear sounds, and sometimes they trigger special memories in our lives. And so that's really great for all of us. From jingle bells to cookie timers going off, all kinds of crazy sounds. So let's turn up the cheer and discover what makes the sounds of the season so magical, okay? Now, wait a minute. Before we jump into that, though, we've got to handle one little bit of housekeeping, and that is our riddle from last week. So I'm going to read you the riddle, and you've got to tell me the answer, okay? Listen up. Here's the riddle. I'm green, and I'm mean. In the story, I mean, not in real life. I'm green and I'm mean, but I learn to love, and I start to feel. Who am I? Oh, come on. You guys know the answer? Yes, it's the Grinch. Yes, He learned to have love in his heart, okay? And that's what's important. At Christmas, we all need to have love in our heart, our love of all of our friends and family and everybody else, okay? Now, we're going to get on to the regular work here. We want to talk about some fun facts about holiday music or music that we love to hear. You know, Jingle Bells was originally a Thanksgiving song. It wasn't about Christmas. It was written in 1857 by James Lord Pierpont and was once actually called with a one-horse open sleigh. That was the name of the song. But it became very popular, and by Christmas time, everybody wanted to sing it at Christmas. So it became very, very special. Plus, it had all the bells in it. It was just very joyful and everything. In Austria, children a lot of times sing Silent Night. And again, it was a beautiful song. And when you're up in the mountains in Austria and, you know, the snow and everything like that, to hear all those beautiful voices of children singing Silent Night, it is just fantastic. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, okay? Now, in the Philippines, it's quite different. That's, again, in the southern hemisphere. And the children go caroling door to door, and they use homemade instruments. They might have little banjos, little flutes, and things like that. Not orchestra instruments and things like that, homemade instruments. But they play these instruments and they sing Christmas carols for all their friends and neighbors. And in Nigeria, the Christmas music blends drums and things like that. So you would hear some deep drum sounds instead of just the jingle bells and flutes and horns and things like that. So drums and dancing and lots of joyful storytelling, too. They love to do that in Nigeria. So anyway, those are fun facts about Jingle Bells, and that kind of makes me feel good because I love Jingle Bells. I love music. I love all the things that people do in different countries. It is a fascinating thing to learn about what other people do in other areas. No matter where we live or what language we speak, we sing. We all sing in some way or form. Even some of the animals and birds and things like that, they all sing too. And that's part of the wonderful nature of the world, is to hear all these beautiful, beautiful sounds. So anyway, that's all about music and such. And now it's time to get over to Candy Cane Square, and we need to get our latest report from our correspondent, Chatter Snowglitz. Come on in, Chatter.
Oh, thank you, Santa. It sure is good to be here. It's snowflakes and sleigh bells. I am Chatter Snowglitz reporting live from Candy Cane Square, where candy canes grow like flowers and tinsel is flying through the air. Let's see what's happening around town today. Well, the Elves Band just released a new single, Rockin' Around the Gumdrop Tree, and it's already topping the tinsel charts. Word on the snowy street is the music video will feature the famous Sailor Twift belting those high notes in a sparkling gumdrop gown. I can't wait to see that one. And the reindeer chorus has begun rehearsing for Sleigh Bellapalooza. Every antler was in tune, well, mostly, and the reindeer kicked off rehearsals for the biggest musical event of the season. Expect high notes, hoof harmonies, and at least one dramatic sleigh bell solo. And from Mrs. Claus's cottage, she is teaching snowflake ukulele in the candy cane where her students are strumming frosty chords and jingling through holiday hits like Let It Snow and the crowd favorite, of course, Feliz Navi Freeze. That's it for now. Reporting live from the Hoppin' Beats here in Candy Cane Square, it's Chatter Snowglitz jingling out. Back to you, Santa.
I knew Mrs. Claus was going to get out her ukulele sometime. She loves playing a little bit of music. It's very enjoyable. She plays some beautiful, beautiful things to it, some wonderful little tunes. So ukuleles are just so much fun, okay? Well, now we got to get on to some other news and information. I want to talk about carols and jingles and the sounds of the season. And why does music matter, okay? Music helps us remember. It helps us connect. It helps us have feelings. Have you ever heard certain songs and you enjoy the song, or you feel special when you hear the song? It brings back a memory maybe, or something like that. Christmas carols and caroling are one way that we give joy with just singing, just our voice. I mentioned the other day about just smiling to other people is one way of making them smile. Well, sometimes coming by someone's home or visiting some friends and singing a Christmas carol can bring a smile to their face too. So it makes it very, very special. And playing music spreads Christmas magic, and that's very, very important. Music can be part of the magic for the whole Christmas season. Do you have a favorite Christmas song? Do you have a favorite artist that you'd like to hear them sing a song? I know I do. It makes it very, very special for me. Now, in different countries, there are certain songs that are more popular. Example, if you were in Latin America, down in South America, Feliz Navidad might be a popular carol that people would sing down there. In Germany, O Tannenbaum, which is also in English would be O Christmas Tree, but in Germany they say O Tannenbaum. In France, O Holy Night is one of the popular songs that was actually written and performed in France. And then there's the 12 Days of Christmas. And the 12 Days of Christmas has always been a popular song because so many people can sing it. It's great at parties, everybody participating and trying to sing along with each other. Plus, there are many different variations of the song where they've changed the gifts from a partridge in a pear tree to a book for you and me or things like that. So, again, you can have all kinds of fun things to do with the 12 Days of Christmas. Now, we've got all of those out of the way about the songs and everything. What about the sounds of Christmas? There are sounds out there. So everything we've been talking about today is what we hear. The music of Christmas, the songs of Christmas. Now we're going to talk about the actual sounds of Christmas. Individual sounds. And I would like you to join me on a little quiz, a little guessing game. Would you like to do that with the sounds of Christmas? Okay. We're going to play... I've got my elves out there. Get ready for your sound. They're going to do the sound effects for me. I'm going to ask them to play a sound, and you have to guess what the sound is, okay? And I'll tell you what the sound means, okay? Let's go to our first sound. This is one of the most popular sounds out there. Here we go. Listen. Do you know what sound that is? You're right. Yes, a lot of you are right. That's sleigh bells. And the sleigh bells, of course, mean joy and anticipation of everybody waiting for Santa's arrival because it's the sounds from my sleigh bells. Yes, you want to know that. Okay, let's check the next one. This one is a very popular one, and it's known the world over. What sound is this?
Ho, ho, ho.
Yes, that's right. Ho, ho, ho. That's my favorite sound. Yes, that's a sign of cheer and of kindness and comfort. People wondered where ho, ho, ho came from. Just real quick, it was because people used to live on farms and they would yell to each other, but they couldn't understand what they were saying. So a lot of times they would just say hello by going, ho, and then it became ho, ho, and then, of course, Santa made it ho, ho, ho. So that's how we call out to people. It's kind of a fun thing, okay? Are you ready for your third sound? Let's see what you come up with here, okay? Listen to this one. Listen carefully. Can you guess what that was? That was the sound of gift wrap, paper, the crinkling of paper that's wrapped around the presents. That's all about surprises and giving. Oh, I loved it. Hear the sound of gift wrap. Oh, by the way, when you unwrap your present at home and you have a lot of gift wrap, remember to help pick it up afterwards, okay? Don't leave the gift wrap all over the room, okay? Let's try our next sound, okay? You ready for this one? This is not paper wrinkling. What is this one? Wow, that almost sounds like paper crinkling. Listen to it again. Yes, that was a fireplace. That was the crackling of the fire. Yeah, it sounds a little like the paper crackling, but it's actually the fireplace. And of course, a fireplace, that means warmth and togetherness and comfort. We all like to gather around a fireplace and have a lot of good time. Okay, this one here is, I think this one's an easy one. I think you're going to guess this one, but go ahead, listen up. Here we go. This is number 5, sound number 5. Yes, that's right. I'll bet you were one of the voices there. This was children laughing. Were you one of the children laughing too? Yes, that's what it is, children laughing. And that means, of course, innocence and wonder, because all of you, I look at you being special and being nice, and all children are innocent and full of wonder, and that's what you are out there, innocence and wonder, okay? Let's go to our next one. Our next one's kind of neat because we just got done talking about part of it. Okay, listen up, and what do you hear?
Silent night. Oh,
Yes, that was caroling, Christmas caroling, singing Christmas songs. It's very popular, and this is part of holiday tradition. You know, some of the Christmas songs we sing today are the same Christmas songs that your parents sang, that your grandparents sang, maybe even your great-grandparents sang. This is part of our tradition, and it's celebration, and it's kind of about connecting and being together with each other. So it's a really wonderful thing. Okay, here's our next sound. This is number 7. What is this sound? Oh, I heard that one. That's very popular. Have you heard that before? Well, yes, that's right. It was church bells ringing. Church bells are very, very big. You know, again, a lot of things that we do at Christmas center around the church and what we've done in church and celebrating during the holidays. And church bells are part of that wonderful, wonderful time. It means peace, and it means spiritual reflection. You know, in other words, knowing about the baby Jesus and the Holy Family and all the kinds of things like that, you know. So if you're a Christian, the church bells are very, very special for you, okay? Now, here's one that's really different. You may have a difficult time, so listen up very closely. Did you guess what that was? Do you want to hear it again? Okay, let's hear it again one more time. Do you guess what it is? Oh, some of you guessed. Yes, okay. I'm going to tell the rest of you the answer. The answer was footsteps in the snow. You could hear the crunching of the snow as somebody marched through the snow. That's, again, at winter time. And footsteps in the snow, that's kind of like anticipation and mystery of the holidays. You know, that's what it sounds like when you're maybe going up to visit somebody's house and you're walking through the snow and everything. Okay, here we go. This one here is a fun one. It's from In the House, and it is, oh, I love this one. Okay, listen up. Here we go. Did you hear that? Okay, yes, that was a cookie timer. Tick, 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 ding. Yeah, you got that. And, of course, that means, of course, tradition, again, and family. And it also means yummies coming, cookies and things, okay? Okay, now this is the last one, number 10, and this one here, you got to listen up closely and see if you can guess what this is. Oh, it sounds exciting, doesn't it? Yes, those were the reindeer. They're dancing in their hooves, and you heard them all dancing. And that is, of course, one of the things about belief and imagination. You hear the reindeer hooves, and they're dancing, whether they're dancing downstairs or up on your roof. It's a magical sound to hear the reindeer, and you want to know that because that's what we hear at Christmas. Wow, that was a lot of fun. You know, I love the sounds of Christmas, and I hope you all love the sounds of Christmas too, because these are all the memories and all the wonderful things we like. Now, let's head over to Rudolph, because I got some different sounds right now because he has some jingle jokes. Are you ready, Rudolph?
I'm ready, Santa. Why did the Christmas tree go to the barber? It needed a trim.
What do elves use to clean Santa's sleigh?
It's sanitizer.
Well, that's it, Santa. Those jokes really slay me. I don't believe it. Sanitizer? Wow, that's great. Thank you very much, Rudolph. Okay, now it's time to peek into Santa's mailbag. It's time for our mailbag magic. Are you ready? Okay, let's check them out. Here we go. I got 2 letters this week I want to cover, and let's see what we've got here. The first one is from Isabella. Isabella is 6 years old, and she says, "Hi, Santa. I hope Rudolph's nose is working good. Can you bring me glitter crayons and a sparkly notebook so I can draw pictures of Rudolph and of you?" Oh, that is so nice. Well, let me see what I can do. You know, that's one of the things that Santa can deliver and make it a surprise for you. Do you like surprises? I'll try to do that, okay? Our next letter, this one's from Max. He's 7 years old. And Max says, "Dear Santa, I have been really good this year, except for the one time with the glitter and the cat." And then he put in parentheses, that's a long story. Okay, can I please get a robot, a dinosaur, or anything that makes loud noises, and I will annoy my sister? I thought you were going to say that you wanted something to chase the cat, because I get that sometimes too. Well, I'll tell you what, my magic is toys, so let me see what I can do for you. But, you shouldn't annoy your sister. Remember, you're supposed to love your sister, okay? She loves you. I know sometimes you don't get along. That's part of, life. But the thing is you're going to find out along down the road that the love is most important thing in your life. Loving your brothers, your sisters, your aunts, your uncles, everybody. So love is very, very important. And the other thing is love is magic. And love is part of all the magic that we have at Christmas, okay? Well, now we've got to check some audio recordings because I think some of you recorded some messages for me. So let's hear our first recording.
Santa, have you ever gotten lost on your sleigh?
1 year, Mrs. Claus got mad at me because I almost forgot Australia. But okay, but I'm usually pretty good. I was just tired. I didn't miss it. We did get it. But the thing is I had the reindeer to remind me that, wait a minute, we're supposed to make a turn here. And so we got over to Australia and take care of it. But the thing is I've really never gotten lost, and I've sometimes had packages that I've kind of maybe lost a package, but I found the package before we left and got too far away. So again, this is because of the elves. The elves do a very thorough job of making sure my list is up to date, it's correct, it's accurate. I know where you're at. In fact, I know, even though you live at your home, that sometimes you're not there on Christmas Eve. I know sometimes you may go visit a grandparent or a relative. So I know sometimes I have to go there and deliver your presents. So again, it's very unique what the elves do to make sure that I never get lost and that I can get all the presents to all the children all in one night. It's great. Okay, do we have another message from someone?
Santa, how do you fit in the chimney with fire?
How do I get down a chimney with fire? Well, that's part of the magic, of going. When Santa lays his finger aside his nose, number one, it helps me go down the chimney. But the other thing it puts out the fire for a few minutes. I might get a little bit of soot or something on me, but usually the fire goes out, I can come right down, I can deliver all the presents, and then when I lay my finger to go up the chimney, the fire goes out again and I go back up. It's that simple. Not hard to figure out or anything like that. Of course, sometimes if I'm really worried, if it's a big, big fire, or if the chimney is really tiny or small and I don't want to squeeze in, maybe what I'll do is I'll just use keys, my magic keys, and go through the front door. Makes it a lot easier, You do have a front door, don't you? I think everybody has a front door, so it's good. Okay. Well, I want to thank you all for your letters and your notes and stuff. Keep sending them in. Go to our website, Santa's a Podcast. You can leave your questions, leave your notes, and we'll try to answer them. And maybe we'll answer yours on one of our future podcasts. Would you like that? Okay, that's great. Now, it's time for us to quiet down a little. Remember, I make all this excitement here as we did all those sounds and things like that. But now we've got to get quiet. Get down to a whisper, a real quiet whisper. And I want you to listen for the sounds of the spirit meter. Is it running? Oh, that sound is stronger than last week. Every week it gets better and better because you are helping make it better. Yes, you're doing your good deeds. You're being nice to everybody. I mean, this makes it so special because we want that meter to have so high a rating that the magic of Christmas is the strongest ever. Because the higher the meter is, the stronger Christmas magic is, okay? So you can help us out. Now, remember how last week we talked about having more good days than bad days? Did you work on that? Did you have more good days than bad days last week? Well, if you did, that meant the meter went up, and it did go up. In fact, I know that some of you did certain things, and I got word on it, and that meter jumped when you did a good deed. And I do appreciate that, and I congratulate you for it, because when you do good deeds, you make other people happy too. And I think that's what we all want to be. We all want to be happy. Okay, well, that's it on our spirit meter. Let's see what else I got going here. That was last week's deed, which was, wanting to be good and being on the nice list and doing more good days than bad days. What about this week? Would you like a challenge for this week? I shouldn't ask you that. I've got to give you one. I want you to have a challenge every week. This is how we grow, by having a challenge each week. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a treat to a neighbor or a friend. No special reason. Do it just because. You got some extra cookies? Give a cookie to a friend. You got something you want to give a neighbor? Give it to a neighbor. But do something special. Don't let anybody ask you to do it. This is something you do on your own. Okay? Take a treat to a neighbor or friend. Okay? That's all you have to do. And that would be your good deed for the week. And the more of you that do that, the higher the spirit meter is going to grow. Okay? That's great. And I know every time I tell you these things, some of you actually started immediately. I mean, I think some of you immediately, when I tell you about taking a treat to a friend, turned around and ran over and gave something to your dad or your mom or somebody else at home. Thank you for doing that, because that makes the spirit meter go up immediately, and we do like that. Well, my friends, that is about it for today, but I have one more little thing to do. Do you know what that is? Do you remember what the last thing is I do? Yes, that's right. Santa has a riddle for you. Did you like my riddles? By the way, if you have a riddle of your own, you would like me to use that riddle, you can also go to the website, Santa's a Podcast, and give me your riddle. And maybe I'll use it when I talk to all of you next time. Would that be good? That's great. Okay, here's this week's riddle. Let's see if you can guess what it is, okay, before next week. Okay, here it is. I ring, but I'm not a phone. I'm heard in songs with a festive tone. I'm shiny, I'm round, and I bring good cheer. What am I? Again, I'm going to tell you one more time. Here we go. I ring, but I'm not a phone. I'm heard in songs with a festive tone. I'm shiny, I'm round, and I bring good cheer. What am I? Now, if you can guess what that is, you hold on to it, because next week I'm going to give you the answer. But in the meantime, if you don't know the answer, think about it, and maybe you'll know before we get back next week on Santa Has a Podcast. But keep spreading the joy and the kindness, and remember that I'll talk to you next time right here on Santa Has a Podcast. Ho, 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 ho!